Politics is a dirty game, and at the same time is a positive game. But at the end of the day, politics has brought more harm than good to the society at large, and countrywide at large, and worldwide at large. So my name is Pretty Amolo, and I am the host in the chat at podcast _24M. Continue subscribing, continue sharing, and continue liking. I'll give Doki and whatsoever their chances to maybe introduce themselves and say what they have to say about politics.
Yes, and I am Doki, and as the Gen Zs, we are fixing the nation because we want a better nation for our generation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm Judy. Due to this protest, there are a lot of people who are dying, and it's so painful.
Okay. So we are currently hosting a very great man. He's also a man of God. He's also a great man, a motivator, and whatsoever. Let me give him a chance to introduce himself.
So I'm Ken. I'm a young leader, and we are the country.
Okay.
And inform also the other Gen Zs what we have to do, and also know what we have, like what the country has to do, or what steps that the government has to do to actually protest. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a great feedback from Ken, and to all Gen Zs, to all Kenyans, to all patriotic Kenyans, patriotism is the key. Death is not the key. Rioting is not the key. Peaceful protest is the key.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, be careful, stay safe, protest peacefully. So actually, let me pose a question to Doki.
Yeah.
Do you think that politics has brought, in my intro I had said that politics has brought more harm than good.
Yeah.
So in your own perspective, what can you say that about the fact that politics has brought a positive impact to the society, other than looking at the negative effects?
The negative, we have seen that in the positive side, I don't think there is a lot of positivity in the politics.
Yes.
But again, we can leave alone the politics part and go to governance.
Yes.
We have had a poor governance, and that is what we are suffering due to the poor governance that we are having. Because if we could have a better governance, I believe that we can have a better nation. Yeah, we are having leaders who are not do you say they don't not thinking, but which word do I use?
Okay.
They're selfish. I think selfish could be a better word, a harsh one, but a good word to use. We are having selfish leaders who think all about themselves, and they don't think about others. Because my point still remains that as a country, we have not failed. The president is not the only person who has failed the country. We are wrong when we say he is the only person who has failed the country. But we have failed as a country due to the MPs, MCA, each and everybody is accountable for whatever.
Yes.
Because it is due to these people that have brought all about this poor governance. There is no way even the budget is approved without the consent of the MPs, without the consent of the parliament. So when we blame the president alone, I am blaming him, but when we blame him alone, imagine we are wrong.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
I say that you're actually being led by politicians and not leaders. Yes, Kenya at large is at a high risk of losing so many young souls, but at the end of the day, the same Gen Zs that are fighting are the same leaders of tomorrow. So keep up, but me ndasema stay safe. Hiyo tu ndo nitasema, because you don't have to. At the end of the day, you can't fight a losing battle, remember. Okay, so Ken, if I may ask you, do you think that protesting is a solution, rioting is a solution?
Okay. Protesting is a solution because one, it is a constitutional right.
Yes.
We have to do it because we are seeing that things are not right.
Yeah.
But you cannot tell me that we have been protesting starting from last year June, because the first protest was June 16.
Due to the finance bill.
This is a whole year. Today we are celebrating our that was based on politics.
That was political game.
That was a political game. But maybe Raila Raila is selfish himself. I'm sorry to use that word. But now my point comes that it has been a whole year that we have been rioting, protesting, and the leaders are not hearing us. So right now we say it is a constitutional right and it is a demand. We are hearing our demands. So as per me, protesting it should be done. And actually from now henceforth, if somebody dies today, it should be daily.
exactly.
until they get their justice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Ken, when you say that it is a political right, we say that we want
Constitutional,
a constitutional,
not a political.
sorry, a constitutional right. We are getting in cases where also the same people that are fighting for that's we may so call them the Gen Z because no maandamano. The same people are being hired to be the goons, to be the people who are
the same Gen Zs.
Are the same Gen Zs.
You see, the problem that we have as Kenyans,
yes,
and that's the mistake that we did. You know, I was in the campaigns 2022, and what we did, we took money. We never looked to whom we are electing.
Yeah.
So as Kenyans, we love money, but we don't look at the
repercussions that are going to
come afterwards.
Yes.
That's the problem that we have as Kenyans. So actually, even right now that people are protesting and everything, we're asking people, take your ID, don't go and be udanganywa na pesa.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the mistake that we do. And when we put money inside, so one, we are going to erect self leaders because our watu, I was telling somebody somewhere that if I come and give you money during election, then be 100% sure I'm going there for business.
Exactly.
So whatever the input that I'm going to put in, I'm expecting a profit. So there is no single day that I'll ever work for you. Yeah.
So the point remains that even if we protest and come to 2027 and repeat the same dumb mistake, there was a meme that was rotating and it was saying that I want to see how stupid we can be as a country in 2027.
Sure.
So if we repeat the same mistake, we are going to be in the mess that we are in right now.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so Judy, if I asked you right now, would you say that Kenya is at a safer place at this moment?
At this moment,
yes.
It's not at a safer place because during this protest, many people they lost their life. Wanapoteza nini, wanakufa.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not safe.
Okay, what advice can you give to the leaders at large? Not necessarily the president, because Doki before said that this blame is to those small leaders, the MPs, the MCS going upwards.
And blame should be fair.
Yes.
Actually,
as a leader, you are elected to serve the people. You as a leader, you should look out. Uangalie watu walinichagua nifanye nini. Meet their grievances. Then the small amount you want for yourself, GK, lakini don't take the your large amount.
Yes. I usually ask myself this question. We usually assume that by electing new leaders, a new body in the government, that is to sequence a person that has been in the governance before. Now we have new faces. Is this going to bring a solution?
It might be, but it as well not might be, because we were seeing the people like the activists. What do we call him? The guy Kasamuel. He started as a good guy. Alafu tukienda katikati
he changed.
You know, as a Kenyans, we want someone who has experience. Can't you usiwezi kupea, for example, wewe kama una experience ya kwa journalist ni kupea kazi ya journalist.
But at the end of the day, remember we are talking about experience, right? And this same person that is having this experience is the same person that is going to fail you.
You see the problem I said before, the problem as Kenyans, we look at the amount of money this guy has, how frequent this person can speak, how you see. But now for us to liberate the country, you have to look the characters. You see, let me give an example. By the way, I don't fear when speaking about this one, and I speak very loud. You see, so if we are going to be voting looking on the amount of money, like now, personally, I'm aspiring to be an MCA somewhere, and actually I'm supporting Regale in what he's doing right now, because he has the interest of the young people. Personally, I say I cannot support anybody who do not have who do not cover our interests as young people.
Exactly.
The reason I'm supporting him is because he has our interests in him. As much as we are supporting him to so that he can do whatever he wants to do, at least he has it. But I cannot also support him, like I cannot vote for him personally. Personally, I cannot vote for him. Why? Because this person, he talks about housing levy and such and such and such. He was there when they were imposing.
What did he do? Exactly.
You see these guys are hypocrites.
When the table turns is when he's coming to tell us that
exactly. We Kenyans have a
I remember when
on another perspective I watched I was watching news from somewhere and he was in Meru County on Saturday. Yes, the president. And when I looked at him, I saw a lot of innocence. I don't know why in him.
He pretends.
So I don't know if it is the pretense. Yes. I saw like I felt the words of Baba Ojwang ringing in my mind, saying that when we talked with Ruto, he's a different person from the person we know him here outside. Ati mtu mzuri.
But me usema
rang in my mind.
We as Kenyans sometimes, yes, mimi pia I can't lay any blame on him and I can't say he's good because I don't know him. Wait until you meet this person. Wait until you know who this person really is for you to maybe give your conclusions about the person. It's the same way you maybe people perceive you as a rude person. But you in the physical you is not the rude you that people perceive you to be. So mimi I don't support any politician at the moment, but nasemaga get to know this person.
That is why I'm saying that.
Alafu sasa the problem with Kenyans, you base your interest based on the positive and negative things this person has done. Neza kuwa I've been a good person all along, but the moment ndapata mimba, I'll now be the baddest person ever. So, Ken has actually said a good point. Actually, but I'm going to oppose that because
I'm in agreement. Let me say this.
Yes.
It is true that Kenya, he's working.
Yes.
And he's doing something, by the way. If you can look, he's doing something. But now, okay, you cannot tell me he's blind that he's not seeing what is happening.
Exactly.
You see, unajua kuna mahali mnyama inaonekananga imefika. He's okay. Was it last week when goons were sent? Did he do something?
No, he didn't.
Did he talk?
No.
So why what
me? I usually like root to this, that if we want to really fix the nation, we must fix the parliament. Because I nilifuatilia ile story ya Ojwang and the CS walikuwa wameenda kwa parliament ndo ahojiwe and one member of parliament, can't remember who he was, has the gut to say that Murkomen is incompetent. What are you telling us?
Yes.
You're the one who voted him. Hey. You're the one alikuja kwa parliament before he became a CS. Now you approved him. So why are you telling us as a nation that he's incompetent? That got me angry and I felt like I can't even kuendelea watch this thing. Because you unaniambia and I gave you, as an MP, I gave you that right to either say yes or no to that person akiapproviwa. So you're telling me right now anashakuwa CS. What are you telling me?
I started by saying this. The problem is not starting with those leaders. The problem is starting with us. And now the only solution that we have as Gen Z is to liberate this thing. We have to take the character of a person. Mujue say, we are by the way we are pretenders. Hata mimi nikitaka kitu I'll come and pretend and you are going to give me.
Exactly.
You are going to give me. But now we have to check. Even unajua ni wewe ulikuwa na oppose background. You have to check your background because as kama ulishaiua unataka kuniambia utasikia uchungu tena kwa hiyo hautawaikia
the pain
but people change.
You change, but before they change,
as much as you are tampering with my interest, I'm 100% sure I'll kill you. Right now they are doing this because we are tampering with their interest. The interest is rooting this country, not doing anything else. Because if we never protested because of Andani, the airport could be possessed by an individual. You see, if we never protested because of KICC, it could be an individual owned premises.
So if you never protested about the finance bill,
and that's why they are bitter killing us. That's why they are bitter killing us.
But I'm telling you, I'm saying it again. You saying that you're protesting about big things. Do you know that bursaries are released and they are fake people? Not even fake people who are not existing in those bursaries and they're given those bursaries.
I know.
We are protesting about Andani and that one went away. Lakini unajua the money that was released, si kila mtu alipata hiyo bursary. Kuna mtu hapo aliyekwa as a fake person mwenye ana exist to somebody, that person doesn't exist.
Ghost worker.
That person, ghost worker. Even ghost. Hiyo pesa itaenda wapi? Itaenda kwa hiyo MCA, MP and whoever. So we are, as we concentrate on the huge amounts that we are losing, we also concentrate because if an MCA somewhere steals 1 million, we have a lot of MCAs that add up to the problem that we are having as Kenyans.
You know the biggest problem of in Kenya is corruption. Corruption
is even is the problem that you are fighting against right now. Corruption.
Yeah. But you know the only way to fight corruption is by eliminating all these leaders.
Yes.
And getting people who has burden, because these people do not have a burden.
I'd advise we choose people based on what they have gone through to be who they are. You can't assume someone comes from mtu amesomea South Africa, amesomea USA and comes to Kenya wants to be a leader. You don't know what these Kenyans are going through. You don't know what street children are going through.
Yeah.
So if you get someone that let me give a good example. Let's say for example I'd advocate for Bahati. This guy has been in the streets.
Yeah.
This guy had to me years. He knows what it entails to be in the street. But sasa sisi tunataka mtu mwenye sijui ametoka amesomea US, this person anajua I have a comfortable life. My interest is to gain the public figure, to be that public figure, that president, that leader. But in this sense interest yangu mimi
when you say tuangalie mwenye ametoka chini, remember huyo mwenye ametoka chini mali ametoka akipata hiyo pesa atataka ku raise his family kwanza, hata kuangalia wewe mahitaji yako. So that's why tunaangalianga a wealthy person, not that wealthy, ndio sasa aweze ku manage, because utaangalia tu your own problem.
Let me tell you this,
you will not figure out yours.
If you're going to measure your interest based on these wealthy persons, how many people are in the government and their children are studying through the government loans? How many?
There are many.
Because they want to grow themselves. They don't want to use their funds for the benefit of their families.
You see, I think I said the solution. The solution to liberate this country, it's not even checking on the backgrounds and everything. Do this person have a burden? I cannot be, naweza kuwa mimi si tajiri, lakini niko na burden ya kuserve.
Yes.
You see, I take an example like PK Sarasya. He is one of people who aspires me to work for the people. This person came from nowhere. This person never used any amount to give to people for campaign. But you hear he's one of the people when the best performing MP. You see, hata kama ametoka chini, because you see the problem, and actually I had a meeting with people from youth from Nyandarua, and I was telling them, I remember kwetu tukifanya watu wakifanya campaign, I was there. Walikuwa nakuja wanatupatia madhao. You can imagine, umetumia dhao 100 in a certain village, unaenda 2 kilometers, unapatiana dhao, unaenda 2 kilometers, for that moment, because campaign inashikanga before 6 months. So kila siku unatumia 100,000. How much is that in 6 months? It's a very large amount. It's more than 3 to or 4 million. We did a certain budget for me to vibe for an MCA, nipe watu pesa washipe na nini, I have to use about 5 million. Wataka kuniambia nikiingia kwa hiyo kitu nitashughulika na kufanyia kazi ama nini?
You should have a profit there.
So as Kenyans, to avoid kuchukua hizi pesa, actually choose someone who has a mind, who is right-minded, someone who si lazima akuwe na pesa. It is not a must. But if that person mwenye akona pesa akona right mind na akona burden ya kuserve, then give him a chance. If a poor person comes and he has a right mind and he has a burden to serve, give him a chance. That is the only way to liberate the country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we also serving, we can't put away the one thing that we have also been serving a country with debt. Like labda we are budgeting on money, we have to live within our budgets as a country, because we have been taking a lot of loans to make infrastructure, to make this and that, and at the end of the day these loans are going to be paid. So why make a budget that is beyond the money that you have on hand?
I was taking on 2025-2026 budget, financial budget. And I checked on Karen House here, Deputy President, State House. Niliona sijui 3.something billion ya State House, sijui what. I asked myself, this house tulipigana nayo last time tukifanya finance bill, ilikuwa imepewa sijui some billions, and I'm sure they were used. for innovation, not for any other use. Karen, the only thing innovation iliona ilifanyiwa ilikuwa tiles peke yake. So you see, the biggest, they are allocating money so that they can see chances where they can take out money. Budgeting 3.30, that is something billion for innovation, something that has been built, it's already on a state. You see, they are budgeting for things that they are not supposed. They are not supposed to be there. They are not supposed to be budgeted for. Yeah. So I think
we have poor budgeting.
We have poor budgeting and a lot of corruption. You see, like when they were taking the SGR loan, Euro bonds, I swear we cannot see anything that was done with that money.
Yeah, there's not.
SGR was not completed. Ilifika mahali ikanyamazia hapo. Eurobond iliibiwa. Actually I think si akina Waiguru walikuwa wanapiganiwa na hiyo time ndio walitolewa kwa viti because of Eurobond. You see, these guys like they are not helping us by the way. As Gen Z tunafaa kushikana mikono tuinuke sisi wenye tuko na burden. And by the way to anybody mwenye anasimama kiti, I'm 100%. You will never have a very good time. You will always be having rough times. So kama unasimama president, Joe, you have a very rough time to lead the country because we are educated, we know the constitution and we know what we are supposed to be having.
So we'll be having a lot of difficulty in knowing who is who, because currently we have elected people thinking that they were who they were and they are not. They pretended to be and they're not those people. So it will be also a tough decision come 2027 to know who is who. Because pretense is all over in all of those political people.
Whenever you reach there, you've been good.
Yeah.
Hapo, a person comes in and tells you, I'm going to teach you how we usually are here. This person has been there. Kuja kwambia doki mimi nataka kuonyesha vile sisi ukaa huku. Si tukae huku vile wewe unataka kukaa.
The Englishman says power defines a person. So if I give you power, then I'll know whom you are. If right now I give you a certain docket, and I give you all the powers, how we are going to treat those people, that's define who you are.
Exactly.
So I think we cannot understand everybody, but at least like right now we have the people who when they are vying. I think we should have eliminated so many people hapo and tell them we should occupy because you have this and this and this, you have this and this and this. At least you can actually we should be having a checklist of words that you use. When you hear somebody speaking, let me use the past. Between 2017 and 2022. Actually, if we were very genuine and we opened our eyes, we could have seen. I'm laughing because I remember last year after we demonstrated, he said that he is going to cut off the presidential advisors. And right now he has over 15 advisors, presidential advisors. I was looking in the Shangara. Sasa hii mishahara yote kuna mtoto mahali help saizi inasumbua watu. Scholarship ndio hii haijatoka.
Na mind you, there are some people receiving these loans.
The ghost people are okay. Obviously, this is Kenya, and we have to learn to live in Kenya.
Okay.
So that one we are the one to liberate. There will be a time that mtu akifanya corruption tunaua.
The problem with his regime also is bringing reform after reform, and this reform has not been done.
Exactly.
So you are coming up with a reform which is not. We had the case of Ojwang, and the CS said that they will install CCTV cameras. And we had CCTV in Central that they will have CCTV cameras all over police stations. We had CCTV cameras in that Central Police, and it was tampered with. So which reform are you bringing now?
I don't know whether you know this. That today is somebody who died. Today. Yes, in a police custody. Was it today?
Yesterday, yeah.
In Nyandarua.
Yeah.
And another woman still in Nyandarua died.
I saw that woman.
Yeah, and she was pregnant.
Yeah.
She died. So you see 2 people, 3. So it means that there is no accountability. And you see, there is no accountability. There is no accountability.
There is no.
Yeah.
Hey, me, I'm even afraid.
Everybody,
I'm afraid of where we as Kenyans are heading to. Because you have extrajudicial killings, abductions. People have lost and we don't know where they are right now. No one is accountable. The MCS are silent wherever they are.
Yeah.
The MPs are silent. The public is airing its face to only the president and whatsoever.
So we are having a big issue because we ignored the small issue. When we started ignoring the things that corruption, sasa minister ameshikwa na corruption akapelekwa, and then your story ikaenda hivyo. That is what is bringing us, because there is no way that it became a big issue. It was a small issue that now has come up to be a huge issue, which is becoming.
They know that at the end of the day they are going to go scot free.
Yeah,
no one is going to hold them accountable.
Yeah.
You know, I was let me ask this question, because by then that's true. I've never done a political video, but that time I did a political video because I asked myself, okay, Ojwang was he was arrested in Homa Bay, I think in Homa Bay.
Yes.
He was transported to Nairobi.
Yeah.
That is 400 kilometers.
Yes.
So 400 kilometers, I think if it was a Subaru, it could have costed them about 7,000, 8,000. He came and he died. So it means there is somebody who had authorized.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was already a report that this person ameniharibia jina. So we already know who had sent those police to go and you know, hakuna mtu mwingine anaweza tuma polisi aende akashikane. It's either
something that was actually planned.
And it's either the OCS. Na inaonekana si OCS wa Homa Bay, kwa sababu OCS wa Homa Bay alishikiwa Homa Bay akaletwa Nairobi. So it means it's somebody who has a higher rank.
I think there is a lot of is it authority or power behind these people, because even if you look at the person who was killed, Boniface Kariuki was killed kwa streets. In a daylight, like a police has a guts to shoot you and walk confidently like he has not done anything.
He has done nothing. You know, I was trying to look on this story of Ojwang, and I waited that president will talk and say, you know, by the way we wakati mwingine tunasema hatutamblame preso, lakini inabidi tu tumemblame because hapa alikuwa na power ya kusema Rangat ashikwe awekwe ndani, pia yeye ajibu hii mashtaka. Mbona mshike OCS na hawa subordinate wenye walimuua na mwenye alitumana amumshike. You see, this person huyu na yeye wakati huyu jamaa alishikwa, huyu mwenye Boniface alishutiwa daylight tukiona, the guy they have the guts to go to kwa nini wanasema it's a video edited. Okay, it has been edited. Lakini mtu amelala kwa hospitali, so what does it mean? Ilieditiwa akakongwa kwa editing. You see.
You did had some
like they choose leaders ama they nominate leaders mwenye atakuwa na air out issues kama Rigathi Gachagua si alikuwa na oppose the president, that's why akangolewa. So the president anataka mtu mwenye atanyamazia kitu, si mwenye atasema kitu. So when you air out unatolewa tu. That's why pia hao wenye wanaua watu wako na watu behind that.
And that's why I said, if you get to this governance, your colleagues are going to tell you, this is how we work here. This is how, you don't have to run in your ways, run in our ways. So, definitely no one is accountable for anything. Because no one is willing to hold anyone accountable. Everyone is afraid to talk about whatever is happening in the country's life.
And accountability
leadership is chosen in Kenya right now according to who you know. Who knows you and how does this person know you. I'm choosing you because I know that we're not going to oppose my leadership. We're not going to say that I'm that figure that is doing this and this and this, all the negativities. So, you know, at first the same Rigathi was the same Rigathi that was in support of the president. But the moment she uttered a word, maybe behind the curtains, she said that I'm going to expose whatever you're doing to the public or the society. And that's where, because I was to decide that I'm going to evict this person from my leadership. Maybe something happened behind the curtains.
That is why we need, and that is why we also don't need to trust anybody.
We need the right,
because we trusted also our current president, being Niniba, our former president. That is why we chose him. And now we are going to make another mistake of choosing Rigathi because the other person.
You know, we are going with sympathy. We are sympathizing, and actually, by the way, these are I'm saying this. I support DCP 100%. But I'm saying I support DCP because it is supporting us.
Yeah.
It is supporting us.
Yeah.
Yes, late now you are supporting us and you are going to make us leaders.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there are some people there we cannot choose.
Yeah, again.
So if you bring them to vie for presidency, then be 100% sure there are some other people who are going to win.
That's why I love the Gen Z generation.
You know, you better tell the people the
You're
truth.
not going to lead us to where you want because you are who you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I saw that accountability is so important in the country.
Exactly.
Where kama it's you wronged, be accountable. Because I saw an argument by Millie Odhiambo and she was saying that when the member of parliament Kasipul was murdered, the immediate suspect they were arrested. So what is changing with the story of Ojwang?
Exactly.
Where were not the immediate suspect who were Langat and whoever, not held in custody until investigation are complete.
Actually, it is not a must that they are going to be held in custody. They were not even summoned to go to DCI.
Yeah.
And actually, I remember when Kasipul he was shot in the evening.
Yeah.
And the following day, there were people, and his opposer, who was said to have sent the person to kill him, he was summoned that day.
Yeah.
But
so what is changing with the common one?
I remember those leaders saying that people die and we move on.
Yeah.
So that's what they take. You know, their life is more priced than ours. So they can talk. They are more covered than we are. They are more important than we are.
But whatever I usually say in leadership, if you want to bring a solution to a problem, start with a big fish, because I'm sure then a solution to Ojwang's death could be brought. The suspect could have been aired out. The same case applies to that Kasipul member of parliament. So rather than the big fishes, that was what
was the opposer.
Yeah, exactly. So to solve your problem, start with the big fish for you to. Ukianza na small fishes, definitely these policemen wenye walikuwa wameanziwa watakuwa shuttered down, waambiwe if you going to utter any word that is going to be against me, then you have a problem.
Yeah. So we need, I don't know, we are fixing a messy nation.
Yes.
Which is very messier. But if also we as Gen Z, we are not going to accept being used, being corrupt, because when I see the protest, I see the goons, then I also don't tend to believe those Gen Zs.
Yes.
The moment wewe umeenda with you as a goon and you're a Gen Z, you're fighting against the person who is fighting for your right. That's why we're also having the killings and whatever.
Unaona hapo kwa accountability, naweza sema if you're going to use one person as an example, unaona vile these policemen are usually using one Gen Z as an example to others to bring fear. If you're going to use one leader as an example, this is going to bring a solution.
You know, I won't fear to say this. The only solution and to make these people know that it's not a must. You know, you see everybody who has ever uttered nonsense in the parliament, he should be held accountable. And how are we going to hold them accountable? We are not going to give them any other seat. And they should never be elected. Somebody who has ever been involved in corruption should never be even being appointed. You see, you know, by the way, I'm saying, and by the way, sorry to say this, you know, right now we are talking the truth and we are Gen Zs, and I fear nothing, by the way. You Narago people, if you feel you will not vote for me because of talking the truth, I will talk the truth. You see, let me talk about the DCP right now. You see, I'm seeing they are bringing up people, even people who are rejected because of corruption last time. You know, because this person has kind of influence, this person has kind of money. You see, that's a problem. Why? Because this person, when he comes, he will continue with the same habit. As Gen Z, we should stand. By the way, tunafaa kuwa na MCA ni Gen Z, MP ni Gen Z, Senator ni Gen Z, Governor ni Gen Z. We move mpaka huko juu. At least we see whether we can be able to liberate this country. And appointment, if somebody, you know, CV, it's a very good thing, by the way. CV ni kitu mzuri sana. You see, okay, let me use an example. Waiguru was involved in corruption sometimes back. And Kirinyaga people, but I congratulate that woman. He changed. She changed. But she was involved with in a billion of NYS corruption. But those people voted for her. You know, if it were me asked, singekuchagua. Why? You are already involved in corruption. So how am I sure? How am I going to trust you? The same way that I said about killed, and we knew that he killed. He was taken to ICC, but we voted for him. What makes us sure that he's not going to kill us again? If you are going to tamper with his interest, we are going to die.
But these people have already normalized death. Death has become na kuua na I'm pretending like nimeua kuku. Wame normalize like mi nasema if you're going to use one person as an example, this is going to serve as a solution. Unaona Gen Zs where they are protesting. So unaona this the GSUs and KDF just pick one.
They beat up.
Yes. This is going to pose a yani ile mshtuko kidogo. Some leaders will be like, what if I'm going to be aired out to the public wajue this is now the real me. They have this fear. So definitely it can bring a solution. So let's talk maybe about the abductions cases. Many Gen Zs have been abducted. Many leaders have been abducted. Many activists have been abducted. But me usually have a very remorse for this activist, Boniface Mwangi. This was the only activist that I actually followed his story from when he was abducted to when he was released to when he was giving out his story. These people are going through a lot, and I shout out to you. You are a great man. You are a warrior. You know, the person after being abducted, you as a human being, you are doing harm to your fellow human being. So where are we?
Actually, abduction it is an illegal thing. Because you're abducting me. Where you know,
and I have a right. It is in the constitution that I have a right to protest. I have a right to be an activist. I have a right to fight for my rights and fight for my freedom.
No, you know, one the reason the question that we are supposed to ask ourselves: why are you abducting me? Okay. Why arrest? You know, they term it as an arrest. Let us put as they term it. They term it come and arrest. Okay, why are you arresting me? Because I spoke the truth. You see, before Juang was killed, he was arrested because he said that Rangat is one of the corrupt.
He receives all the
you know, now kind of he vanished. Okay, he knew the truth. He had the truth. And because now he had posted that. Why are you arresting me? Because I said the truth. You know, personally I do say, if I'm going to die for the truth, then let me die. Then if you're going to torture me because of the truth, then torture me. Because one thing, if to sacrifice to kona kina Dedan Kimathi to kona what they died, and we still remember them. Like right now, somebody like Rex Masai, because today we are remembering those guys who died that day. At least right now, that guy we always remember him. He's one of our heroes as Gen Z. He liberated this country at some point. So like, abduction as if I was, but abduction as if I was, it's not supposed to be there.
When we as the country have a long way to go. As we are concluding, maybe let me give my colleagues chances to give their last remarks. Ken, Doki, Judy, give your last remarks to your Gen Zs, give your last remarks to your leaders, give your last remarks to anybody that is on the having this task to quench, to liberate the country.
As first of all, as even protest, let us have peaceful protests. And to those who are being paid, actually, it's paining me because we're in a it makes me feel bad because you're fighting against our right of which you're fighting. So it becomes so difficult. Wewe ndo kizuizi, tuko na kizuizi cha government, tena umekuja kizuizi kingine. So can you don't do that? Secondly, come 2027, let's all make the right decision. Kama you don't have any kama una kitu ya kuchagua, is it the kura ama whatever, you go and take so that we can have better leaders for better Kenya.
So okay, my last point is Gen Zs, we are the only people who can liberate this country. So let us stand still, firm, so that we can be able to conquer this country. And these are also let me take this opportunity to thank Daragwa people, those people who are trusting me that we can. You know, I'm a Gen Z, I'm a young person. Being at 24, I'm very young. So I think I'm fit to lead you people. Thank you.
Okay, to the Gen Zs, come 2027, we should elect leaders according to our mind, not tusifungwe macho juu you should not be brainwashed because of the money. And as we are doing this peaceful protest, the police kindly, it's not a must you urushe tear gas. See, you watch tu watu wanini peacefully, they demonstrate peacefully.
Okay, I'd say good leadership starts from us. Poor leadership also starts from us. Patriotism is measured on us as the country at large, not the leaders, not anybody, but the country at large. If you're going to stand firm and know what you want as Kenyans, you're going to be on the safer side. We are going to be on the safer direction. You're going to create a bigger Kenya that is going to be a thirst to every nation. I want to go to Kenya. I want to visit Kenya. I want to know this leader, what he does to make a different Kenya. So choose your leaders wisely, protest peacefully, and to the police, know that this person you are shooting, your child may be shot somewhere else. Your child may be in Nyandarua, your child may be in Kisumu, your child may be the person you are maltreating because he is rioting for his rights. Be careful because you don't know the past catches up with the present. Stay safe, and to the fallen soldiers, rest in peace, and thank you so much for trying to liberate our country in this quench for peace and quench for whatsoever. Thank you so much. Keep on subscribing.